Call the meeting to order at 9:45 a.m. Let's open with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got pledge and adjustment full, Mike.
Hey. Just stick it right here and we go some pass it around. How about that?
I'm going to have to write this on a piece of paper and tape it on here so I can remember what it is.
You tell me what it is, I'll log in for you.
Try this one once. What the hell? Somebody else's name.
And you're locked out.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I had trouble this morning logging into it. I don't know.
Did your password change for your anything?
It's DK.
Try it again.
Let's try it. That's what I did the first time. Thank you.
apparently not. Yeah. Or the second time, or the third time.
Maybe I had a cat.
Yep, I think the machine is wrong. I can't be wrong now.
Well, no, sorry, Bob, you can't be wrong.
I can't be wrong that much, can I? I think I'm putting me a little better, Mike.
There's only one budget
I'm
adjustment.
probably with you.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
very technological.
There's only one budget adjustment, and it is for the normal appropriation to the soil and water. So would there be a motion to approve budget adjustments?
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Christie?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoffman?
Yes.
Glenn Miller?
Yes. This resolution has been approved. Okay, did you get any additional information on resolution D?
Yes. It will begin February 1st, 2020. I actually spoke with Mr. Donovan.
And we tabled that, didn't we? Let's move the agenda to resolution D, and it was to approve Trudy Watchman as law library assistant for the Henry County Law Library. It's on the table. Would there be a motion to remove from table?
Motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Christie?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoffman?
Yes.
Glenn Miller?
Yes. This resolution is removed from the table. Christie did find out that Trudy started February 1 of 2020, and Attorney John Donovan has been for years and years law librarian, library assistant, and just thought it was time not to continue to do that. So this resolution also needs to make this retroactive back to February 1, 2020. would there be a motion?
I will make that motion.
I was second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hussman.
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes. This resolution is approved. With Anna's resolution C is to approve the 120-day probationary period for Anna Marshall. I would like to table that until next Tuesday, and we will schedule an executive session for compensation of personnel.
Has she been here 120 days already?
Yes.
Why doesn't seem that long?
And in that way, the three of us.
Yeah. You're right.
And probably have Christie involved as well as Hannah, and we can have a discussion.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. So would there be a motion to table resolution C, which is to approve the 120-day probationary period for administrative assistant Hannah Marshall?
I will make that motion.
I would second it.
Okay. Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hussman.
Yes.
Excuse me, Glenn Miller.
Yes, that resolution is tabled until Tuesday, May 5th. Okay. Are you ready on minute now, Commissioner Hofstad?
There they are. They are.
3 of them?
4 of them. 5. I looked at them yesterday. This is a house in Newburgh. Yeah. It's out in the country. It's not in Newburgh.
On Road 15.
Yeah, Road 15.
Let's pop that open.
And it looks like it's all electrical. It's Spangler Electric. Who is Spangler Electric? I don't know who that is.
They are out of, I want to say Bassian.
Okay. Eugene and Helen Berry, located A635 Cutter Road.
You're at the county line.
Yes, this is Cutter Road. Well, it's on Road 15, so it's just a little bit off. I kept trying to think where it was yesterday, but I got to drive out there and look at it.
It's on 15, not quite.
Yeah, not quite to the county line, yeah.
Yeah, it's not very far from the county.
Yeah, right, just half a mile, a little less than a half mile,
Um,
or a little more than a half mile. So,
Okay, would there be a motion to approve then and now?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hussman.
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes, this resolution's been approved. Okay, we do have one more resolution, and it's Resolution E, which is to approve the COVID-19 County Revised Practices. Do you have that resolution?
I do.
Okay, it's in the matter of revised practices in county offices due to coronavirus. The Henry County Commissioners have revised changes accessing county business for the protection of Henry County employees and visitors. And both Christie, or all three, Christie, Commissioner Myers, and Commissioner Hofstad have received a copy of it. But had a couple of other elected officials take a look at it. The prosecutor and the auditor looked at it, and it was pretty well what had been discussed amongst us, and I tried to keep it simple as possible, and easy to understand. There was discovered a Scrivener error. The Scrivener discovered a Scrivener error, which is whoever wrote it made a mistake.
No way.
I know. Isn't that surprising?
Takes a big man to do that, you know?
So it is publicly,
Yeah.
live, and what I forgot to do is, and this basic resolution will be made available in a press release, but a very basic press release. What changes we are going to see, the Han Center will remain closed until further notice to the public by appointment only. The courthouse and all offices in Oakwood Plaza are open from 8:30 to 12:30 until further notice. And it's, the way it's written in this is that we, along with other county elected officials, will determine week by week what we do. And I gradually see that opening back up 2 to 3 weeks from now, and going back to full staffing levels. Face masks will be required in all county buildings for visitors who come in. If they come through the door with no face mask, especially at courthouse, they won't get in. They hit that door that goes into the security area. They'll be asked to leave. They will not be allowed in. The county does not have the resources to provide face masks for visitors. We have very limited supply. And so we're asking visitors to do your own. If you don't know, if you can't get one bought, you don't have access to one, CDC has guidelines on the website that people can, how to make a mask with a bandana, with rubber bands to go around your ears. But all the time that they're in the courthouse and county buildings, they'll be required to have that mask on. Also, as the visitors enter the courthouse, their temperature is going to be taken, and some health questions will be asked. If they have a temperature greater than 100 degrees, they're going to be held, and the department that they were planning on visiting will be contacted, and disposition will be determined at that point. They could be asked just to leave the building. In the offices, for employees coming into the building, they're also required to wear a mask. In any common areas in the courthouse, they're required to wear a mask. In their offices, and also in the offices, they're required to wear a mask, especially dealing with visitors. We're looking at having, in a couple of the areas, have requested to have plexiglass put up, so the plexiglass will be put in place. However, masks will still be required. Procedurally, within an operating office, say for example, the auditor's office, Kevin will determine how, if you're at your workstation, he will determine procedures within the office. But the elected officials, and also known as the appointing authorities, have agreed that when dealing with a visitor, their staff will have a mask on. We will continue to practice social distancing. We will continue our hand washing, hand sanitizer, wiping surfaces down until we determine that we can start backing off from that. Out here, particularly Oakwood Plaza, we just don't have the resources for anyone coming in our offices to take their temperature. You can't get thermometers. They just don't exist. They're advertised all over. But we've been waiting 8 weeks for some, and of course, they're coming from China, and that's where most all of them are made. I did manage to, for the county store, 4 or 5 commercial thermometers, but there's a deviation. They're not quite as picture from beforehand, it's what one that's designed to do that is. So there is a deviation. Usually after whatever the temperature says on the screen, you add, compared to thermometer designed for health purposes, you use that as your base, and what's the deviation between the two. So that's basically an explanation of this resolution. And again, it's been reviewed. The prosecutor is one most particular about things, and Gwen was fine with it. And so with that, I will entertain a motion to approve this.
I will make a motion to approve.
Oh, second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hosta.
Yes.
And Glenn Miller.
Yes, this resolution, which is Resolution E, has been approved. And with this, Christie, will you send it out to every department and ask that the departments get a copy of at least the attachment to the resolution to have the details
To all employees.
to all employees. And there is, on the second page of the attachment for the resolution, is a place for us to
Yes,
sign.
I saw it. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was necessary, but we've attached our signature
Yep.
to it.
Yep.
And if there's any issues at security, Melissa can hold up, or Tim or Denny can hold up, and here, the commissioner signed this. This is what they're saying has to be. And I'd like to also, with this, thank the county administrator at Wood County, Andrew Carmel, for supplying, he had made available to the County Commissioners Association what they were kind of their step into reopening plan. And I talked to him on Monday, and he sent me his press releases, and he said, plagiarize to your heart's content. So, I can tell you, it's not word for word, but their press release, as well as their guidance out to their employees, was pretty simple. And so I tried to follow that for them. Because you can't get too much simpler than,
No.
you want to come in this building, you have to have a mask.
Just have a mask on, yeah. Use common sense. Use common sense. That's what I take.
I didn't put that in there particularly, because we seem to be having issues with common sense. That is, it's kind of like in college, I had a class on situational ethics. It's kind of like situational common sense for each individual. So, with that, the next item we have is Brad Booth and Mike Singles are here from Henry County Transportation, and we're going to talk about ODOT's willingness to pay for hazard pay. So to be able to discuss that item, that resolution that was going to make the changes, if we approved, has been tabled, so it has been a motion to remove that resolution from the table.
I will motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hosta.
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes, so that resolution is removed from the table. One of you can come up here.
Do some comment.
And that front row is 6 feet from.
Yeah. We got everything measured, up. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I was worried after 18 years, I'd have to have a new commissioner. Yeah. I know him anyway.
And there's been a number of people that were concerned.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, going in, we really didn't know until the close of business board elections on the 16th,
Yeah.
whether Bob was going to be opposed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because there was rumors out there that I was gonna be opposed too. Yeah, yeah.
And I saw that, County Commissioners Association sent out a report yesterday of who ran and the results.
Did you see
And a lot of
those?
my friends are not going to
Yeah.
be there the first of the year.
Tony Zerman.
Yeah.
They changed the fines, I know they had a bunch of people running.
Well,
I think so.
yeah, the giants will be, Gary Potts will be out
Yeah, Gary Klotz.
because he got beat in the sheriff race as a, yeah, he ran for sheriff, so there's, yeah. And so there'll be there's gonna be, there could be 2 new commissioners there, 2 brand new. They're both contested.
Yeah.
They're both contested.
Nick Kratzy, who is, one of the incumbents,
Right.
is being challenged in November, so,
And then the other one is also being, that Kern.
yeah,
this one,
there's 2 people running for Gary Klotz.
Yeah, yeah.
And, because there were, Gary ran as a Republican, I think there were like 6 people.
Yeah.
It was a lot of money spent on campaigns.
Yeah, it's all on the line.
Yeah, we stopped there at 281 and they
Well,
won.
not cheap, son.
Yeah.
You start, you
Yeah.
throw your picture
Yeah.
on, you about triple your cost, let alone
Yeah.
add additional colors.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I
I don't know if you noticed, Brad, at 281 in Domersville,
Oh, yeah.
on the south side.
Yeah, that's what I said, meant when I said 281, there were turns, yeah. That's crazy. It is every year, but this year was really full. There was a lot of them there.
It was.
She should have new commissioners again. Was it 4 years ago when she had 2 new commissioners?
Yeah, yeah,
The same thing
Yeah.
again.
yeah.
And see, Ryan had only been in office
2 years, I
2
think.
years, so he was
Pretty new.
really new. So at least we'll have senior leadership on the commissioners board.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see across the state, the different provinces. And faces after December won't
Yeah.
stay.
Won't be quite the same, yeah.
Yep, not quite the same.
I only look at the ones that I know personally. I didn't look, but you know more of them because of CCA Hills.
Yeah. And Tony sets on Corsa.
Yeah, there'll be an opening there, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and we may, I don't know if with the change, we'll know what else will change on the CCA board after the November election. Because there's some being challenged that are on the executive committee and into the leadership of the board. So, anyway, I know that you both are just thrilled to hear that.
That's what you came in to do.
But we kind of had to do that since Tom's not here. And, you know, what's disappointing is we don't have any stories.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any movies. so-
Everybody knows music.
Tom has kind of kept us split in things just a little bit. He did text us today that with the governor's order for, how did that go?
Washing your hands.
Yeah.
What was that? With social distancing, he hasn't basically taken a shower.
Yeah. He said, with hand sanitizing, he said 4 to 5 times a day. How about showering? When can we shower?
So that started the thread for a little while.
I heard that social distancing will be easier if no one showers.
Yeah.
I did a sneaky.
Yeah, I saw your sneaky going there. Yeah, I saw his comment back, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Brad?
So after we renewed the last time, ODOT sent more out, and we had that webinar on last Friday that went over what we're doing. They've given us a preliminary of what we're gonna get for the rest of the year, but it's not public yet because they haven't executed the contract of exactly how much funding that we'll have for the rest of the year. But the hazard pay was included for the end of the year up on our discretion of how long we wanted to have it last, and it included PPE. So anything that we need to buy, because of this is 100% covered, and the hazard pay is 100% covered through ODOT funding. They have not given us any inside track or anywhere where to buy PPE. Or
We're gonna say, if you find them, let us know, yeah.
So, they tell us, you have the funding to do it. We don't have, originally, we were told we had to track, anything that was COVID-19 related. We had to put that into a separate category, and that was gonna get funded differently. We don't have to do that going forward. It's just we have to redo our budget for the rest of the year, but we don't have to line item COVID-19 expenses.
For reporting purposes and for posterity, I would keep,
We still have
I would keep reporting to that, and then you can,
we have, with the PTS system, we've created an account that just says COVID-19, because everything that's public transit right now is free fare. So anything that we're doing through that, we have tracked, and any other expenses we have tracked. I'm pretty sure Amanda created, since we have to do our own accounting in Black Cat for the accrual accounting versus the cash accounting, we have that in our QuickBooks system to track all of that.
Okay, good.
So we have a way of tracking it, we know what it is, but we do not have to report it through ODOT. And they've changed from quarterly reporting to monthly reporting now for the rest of the year, and it's not through Black Hat. It is just, we have to send them, they send out Excel spreadsheets of everything, and it's done monthly now.
Okay.
Yeah, transit service fund, yeah. But your documentation has to be submitted by May 8th.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that they're allowing us to do, that Amanda and I have to go over the budget of how we budget the money. We set up that transit reserve fund, what was that, about a month ago, when we came down, and originally they said 20%, they've changed that now to 40% of our yearly budget. So that means when we get contract revenue, we can put that into the transit reserve fund, and it doesn't affect our grant funding. It doesn't show as income. They're allowing us to
hold that
put that
over
into essentially a savings account.
That's good.
So that way in February, when we need local match money, we have that.
Here's the bottom line, hang on to it, because we're gonna run out of money.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna run out of money, including ODOT.
This is the great thing right now,
Yeah.
submitting this. And if you remember all the times, because Tom was always on our advisory board for all the years that he was commissioner, that he, being a money person, he always
Yep.
thought that was
Yep.
light
Yep.
about having a reserve fund for these
Yep.
new vehicles. And this enables something that I've never seen in 18 years to be able to have now
Yeah,
from ODOT. It's like,
Yeah.
it fell out of the sky.
yeah,
And now we can have a nice reserve fund, like Brad said, we can hold it up the rest of the year, taking our money from our, contracts.
Yeah.
Putting it in
In there.
there and living off this new.
Yeah.
And replacing the
yeah.
grant.
And I think what they're doing is preparing you for when they do run out of money, because it's gonna happen.
Maybe, but
Yeah,
there's enough there for Henry County to be able to
yeah,
live on,
Be okay,
and create
be okay,
business
yeah.
in Fulton County
yeah, yeah.
in time.
And I'm not even gonna speculate, we'll just, the next 2 weeks, we'll just see what happens. Right now, the big thing is graduation.
Yeah. We've seen things come back a little bit in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
We've seen more seniors calling for medical appointments again, since things are opening back up, and we have a few more, supportive employment rights for the DE folks
Yeah.
that's starting to pick back up a little bit.
Yeah, Saunders opens Monday and there's other places.
Yeah.
Did all of Souders go back, or is just the two?
The distribution never left, and then the.
No,
Yeah, because we had one person stay working the entire time, but I think everything is, as far as I know, back to normal.
I think they're all back up now. I mean, Chris has been back, my son's been back this is his second week back full-time now, so.
I knew a maintenance guy, he was never off.
Yeah.
Which is a great time to,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
do some
yeah.
maintenance that's required to be done.
Yeah, it's been great for us, because we were able to get a lot of our stuff done.
Yeah.
While we were still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Steve, our section of the building yesterday, kind of redid it with a good idea.
If, for PPE, we have no clue where you're gonna get it. We don't know.
Well,
It's
yeah,
gonna, things
Do wherever you can.
will gradually ease up over the time.
Mhm.
Woodrow's south of town have KN95 masks, which are one-time use, N95s.
Mhm.
You know, they're asking $5 a piece for something that's like $1.40 online.
well, I actually budgeted $400 a month just to have, get out of this grant fund, because it's available. So we could buy a lot of equipment when they have it.
Yeah, when they have.
And that's what we're here, you hear that in the governor's press conferences. Okay, we're competing against them in the feds. And, if you're interested, Nick Nye was out, I sent him out yesterday, because in our, health department or health partners, briefing was mentioned that they had some. And so I sent Nick out to see, about these KN95s. And what I didn't know, and we found out yesterday, is that KN95, again, is the single-use version of the N95. So you could consult Mark and see what he thinks. Would it be, if you did buy them, and we do have some masks next door that have an expiration date on them, that pass, but they're still, as far as, I think they're N95s, as far as the filter, they're still good. But check with Mark Adams.
And we still have been using, we have the surgical mask that we got right away, that we still have enough of those on. And as far as the disinfectant and the hand sanitizer, we're decently stocked on both of those things. I ordered a pump, well, there's two of them, there's two 2.5 gallon containers and two pumps that we set up at the back of the garage right when you come in. We're going to have a post-trip inspection now with the drivers, that when they get back in, before they can sign out, it says, did you spray down your vehicle, did you fill your bottle the next day, to make sure all of that is done, so they're sanitizing the vehicle every day at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be, we've talked in the office that some of these things are just gonna stay forever.
Well, yeah.
COVID's over, a year from now, or whenever all this is through, we're still going to keep the vehicles clean and sanitized like that, just because every year you get bad flu and things like that, and we're dealing with a lot of, we're dealing with a lot of vulnerable populations, so it makes sense to try to do that going forward.
And really, when you, short of the face masks, that have never, and you would see people occasionally that had the flu or flu symptoms that had face masks on. I think that's just going to be a way of life, when we hit flu season in October. And all the recommendations that have been come out is, number one, wash your hands. Washing your hands is better than hand sanitizer, but the hand sanitizer works when you're in mobile situations, going in and out of facilities. But just do what you would normally do if you had flu, and social distance. I think we'll begin to see possibly the relaxing of that over the next few months, but still, when flu seasons start ramps back up, I think
I think we're just gonna remain proactive, like Brad said, keep continuing.
yeah,
It's just,
and
Makes sense.
if you think about it, Brad, why don't you get a hold of Jen, Lazenby? Let's do it, here's what we're doing. And have her, ask her if she would do a story on how transportation, since things are starting to pick back up.
What we're gonna ask our people, and going over how because we're still one-to-one, just letting people know when things get a little bit busier, pickup times maybe a little bit earlier, and then, you know, getting somewhere a little bit earlier, and you have to wait a little bit longer after you're done, just because.
Yeah, the only time we have one is when we have a bus, and then we have room to put them.
Yeah. So the one smaller bus that we had, we removed the front seat and then put the seats up in between, so they don't have the option to sit.
Together apart.
Everything is far enough apart.
We use that in employment a lot.
I think it's still visit. We're 6 feet apart, we're doing fine, you mean.
Yeah, so we've just kind of taken away those options.
Well, that's me on a good day, that's me on a regular day.
Brad, you want to mention the rest?
Later? Okay, after that one, because that's official.
Okay.
Oh, we have, because I'd asked for some additional, the
I worked
2019.
with, Anna.
Okay.
And then she found some of it, and sent her what I had already worked on.
Good.
So,
Yeah, we can deal with that another day if you want.
Yeah.
That way we have a chance to look at it.
yeah, because we have to go through it, and Amanda and I are gonna start reviewing budget tomorrow. And then we're looking at next year's budget, because we have to change how we're doing everything now after what they said on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What the budget is.
Yeah, that was a time, that was kind of a thing that was a little should have had that guidance come out from them.
They weren't sure what they were getting. So they've been working on it for a while, but they gave the guidance of what's covered, what's not covered, and what we're gonna have for the rest of the year.
It's government.
But you know, the issue that we're trying to work out, the other thing we're trying to work out is, because it's a reimbursement grant, and with no income coming in of our cash getting low at the end of every month, and then we get our reimbursement.
Oh, okay.
So I'm figuring out what we have to do to get around that.
That you can figure out as far as potential cash flow and projects, and that's.
Yeah.
We'll have that back soon.
We started looking at
the contracts.
Yeah, we started looking at it yesterday.
When you do one vet from the last 5 weeks and
Yeah.
one educated free senior, actually right on.
That may not pick up just real fast.
Oh, maybe more.
Yeah.
As the medical offices open up a little more.
Yeah, I think you'll get more,
and
yeah.
begin to let people, back in, so, yeah. Okay, and then we also have, the item, that we had tabled, which is the hazard pay. That would be for everyone?
It was just people that were working, and it's only 4 hours worked. It's not for sick or vacation.
We only have about 8 to 9 employees working, counting us.
Yeah.
And we brought one in this week new because we have some opportunities for her to work. We have another one next week. It's only going to be up to 10 or 11. We still have a lot of the staff that we're going to keep requesting as we get more rides, right, Brad? So it would only be for the ones that are working at the start of when this is approved till COVID ends, according to the
Yeah,
state.
that was my next question, how long? Yeah.
Well, they have,
Until COVID ends, or the ODOT runs out of money.
Yeah, but what they told us is till the end of the year. So what we had talked about in the office is, Target called it premium pay instead of hazard pay. It was a premium pay for while you were working this time, and they gave it to everybody also. They gave, their paratransit drivers $7 an hour, and I think everyone else, dispatch office, got $4 an hour. Instead of doing a percentage, they just did $7 and $4.
Yeah.
But we were looking at, just the possibility of doing it, and then if all restrictions get lifted in August, then we just don't do it for the rest of the year.
Right.
Or if it lasts through the end of the year, but they did tell us that we could do it through the end of the year. So, it ends August, and then we have a second wave, we're able to do it again.
Yeah.
But that's not a guaranteed forever,
Right.
just premium pay and extra
Yeah,
in perpetuity.
Yeah, and then with the state legislature, a lot of things that they did, they passed, it would get ended in December. End of the year, yeah.
So as far as you know, the amount that's reimbursable is the 25%, is that right?
That was the suggested amount to go to.
Yeah, that's what it was suggested. They've left it up to us, but they said whatever we do is covered.
Sometimes we'll
Good
finish
is covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously, we're not even, and obviously, if you look at Target, they did go probably 50% when they went up.
Yeah.
On $7 an hour, if you're making 12, they went up to 19. We were just,
So they went over the 25.
oh, yeah, that was only a
It's just an
suggestion.
organization that has major financial problems.
Yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. I didn't understand it either.
And we'll come back to
But
the voters again.
The hazard pay policies and the PPE policy, they just said, we'll cover it, and then it was more or less talks amongst yourselves of how you're gonna do this, and, SCAP, which is, Seneca County, they put out a policy.
Oh, that's the one that
That's
you
what I
did.
got, the policy,
Yeah.
and that's where everybody went off of.
So that wasn't
That's where all,
ODOT.
yeah, that wasn't ODOT, that was just what all the 5311s went with, because they got their policy in place, and then everybody else just kind of adapted off of that.
And that's counties similar to us in size. Seneca has Astoria, and then rural area like we had Napoleon in rural area. So that's kind of what we take to just something similar to us.
I can't remember on theirs, was it just drivers, or was it also
It was everybody.
office personnel?
Yeah, it was
Everybody.
And I think the way the policy's written, it says up to 25%,
Okay.
so that we can adjust it based on what,
I don't know if Target got that much.
well, it's hard to different enough, so.
Oh, okay.
They're,
50 through whatever.
Oh,
no, 5239 is our bus, or that's where we buy the vehicles from, and they're, I think 5311S intercity bus system, they're a different pot of money, they don't affect, or don't do anything.
They can't even also levies.
They're a different transit system, they have a levy, so they're completely.
Yeah, they have a levy.
Yeah, Seneca County's is 56,000, almost 57,000 people, so they're twice the size we are.
Yeah.
But operational wise, they're a little bit bigger than us. I mean, population wise.
We actually can't guesstimate all to our population since we do a lot in Fulton County.
Right.
You know, we're doing a lot of transportation in Fulton County now, so, you know, we're kind of,
Well, I think you still go back to the base, and when we're comparing counties, yeah. But, ours is, our ridership is changing gradually over time.
Mhm.
Jeff, what do you think?
I'm gonna be real honest, this is nothing against you guys at all. I wish ODOT wouldn't have done this, because here's what it opens up for us. Everybody is gonna want this, and I feel bad that people have to go through this, but I just wish ODOT wouldn't have done it. But, that being said, we can change that, so I don't have a problem if you wanna go with. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I feel the same, if it opens a can of worms, where do you stop?
Where do you stop? Yeah.
All county employees are dealing with the public at some point, you know.
Yeah.
If it's reimbursable, if we get other money from another source, then fine, I got no problem, but
Yeah.
the county can't.
Yeah, no, can't do it, yeah.
The general revenue fund can't do it.
No, no.
It just can't, and that was, you know, right, and Mike, that was the issue. That was the issue I had, you know, wanted to make sure, because often it comes out, well, we're seeing some backpedaling now coming from the state, saying things that they shouldn't have said, and now, you know, the governor is being forced to backpedal on some
Yeah.
stuff, and that was a concern that I had.
Yeah.
I guess I'm to the point where I don't have a problem if it's, as long as it's not general revenue money, and it's not.
It's not.
It's still our tax dollars, but again, we would be remiss in not taking opportunity to get more of our tax dollars
Back here.
and the transit reserve fund getting built up is the biggest plus for us.
Well, that's, yeah.
It's
you're right.
something we've never had and probably weren't gonna be able to have, but now we can't have.
Well, we could have, we had just set it up, but now it's
Right.
gonna be 40% instead of 20%.
Exactly.
So how do we, what Amanda and I are working on over the next week, and probably longer than that, is how do we keep enough cash in the checking account?
You're hopping around like, yeah.
How do we have enough, but still fill the.
Dump as much in there as you can. Yeah.
And recoup all of the grant money that we've been awarded.
But your reporting that you have to do to ODOT now is different, so you're gonna have to learn to understand that.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
It's Excel and it's
Yeah.
emailed directly to them instead of going through Black
You're
Cat.
gonna have to learn how to move money to maintain your cash flow, but yet, when you get reimbursed back from the state, boom, it goes back into, the reserve fund,
Yeah.
and it's just going to be, you're probably gonna have to use that reserve fund for operating.
That was my question, can you do that? If it's
Yes,
in
that's
there?
what it's there for.
Transfer it back.
So we can put
Okay.
it back in,
Okay.
if we need it for operations, I believe so.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think we have, but I have to have concurrence from ODOT,
Yeah.
where if I say, okay, and what we're looking at now is where we're gonna have an issue is like the middle of June, depending on when we get reimbursed and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
With free pay period in
Yeah,
May,
yeah.
are we able to do that and keep it going once we get all of that coming in, and then we'll be fine? It's just that little time period of,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's.
So we'll be on our knees going, can we have case review?
Yeah.
So the money's on its way.
Well,
We have,
there's a number of elected officials at the state and federal level that are going to be getting emails from me. And there's one going to the ODOT director about this. And, you know, I kind of think that's where we may draw the line, in all honesty, is, okay, the state put this on you.
Mm-hmm.
If we go ahead and approve it, the state has put this on you, how's the state going to bail you out? Because the general revenue fund can't. I mean, in good conscience, I can't do something, like that.
Yeah.
Is my feeling. If it was, you know, another time,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
yeah, and that's my concern.
Yeah.
And I can see it happening, because they haven't thought out about cash flow.
You know, when they started, the federal government started it right off the get-go, and this is kind of off the subject, but it's kind of on the subject. They boom, 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 they throw all this money out there, and then the state followed suit, and then all of a sudden, the governor stands up and says, whoa, wait a minute, we're out of money. Duh, you couldn't see that, you couldn't see that? My God, you were spending money like it was water, you know, like you had it free. And then you all of a sudden say, well, we're gonna cut everything 20%. It's gonna come back to bite us all. And in the end, it's gonna come back to bite us all. That's why I said, get that research fund, bill them, because they'll cut you back. They'll cut you back. It's gonna happen.
Do you roughly know what your average hourly wage is, rate is?
12.20 for drivers.
12.20.
For part-time, it's 12.20, for full-time, it's 16. So it averaged,
So we have, what, 3 full-time drivers?
So it would be, for them, I'm just, to easily do the math, figuring 20%. So it'd be for the $16 an hour person, $3.20, and for.
12.20, it was.
And I was just using $12,
Yeah.
it's like $2.40.
Yeah, I had all the numbers, scratch piece of paper, I had it better.
And that's fine.
Not for anything on scratch paper. It came to about, I think the average for everybody was right between $3 and $4 for doing everyone.
I would pass along to the state when you talk to them, is that, and you can tell them that it was brutal in front of our commissioners.
Yeah.
Because they can just see
Yeah.
how the state, basically, and tell them.
They need to know that. They need to know
Commissioner's opinion
it.
is that the state has really screwed up on this. And if we don't have sufficient cash flow, they're not gonna float us. Because just simply, and you can narrow that down to this is feasible.
Mm-hmm.
But a number I thought, is 20%. Which is a little over $2 for people in a little over $3 an hour for full-time. If you want to knock it down, I have no problem. That's just a thought I had. It was easy in my mind to do the calculations.
Yeah.
It's just arbitrarily pulled it over.
Yeah, maybe we would have an issue.
Is there a date in there, would it be retroactive to February the 1st, or?
No.
You can't. Kevin won't.
No.
We will not pay retroactive.
No.
So it will be.
We'll have to start the next.
You can calculate it
Well,
out.
it started as of this last Monday, which we're.
Yeah,
yeah.
in this current pay period, we can't make it effective. It has to take place within the pay period.
Yeah, we would go back on it.
People are gonna think 11.
We already heard that from the auditors. that-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jeff knew, he didn't know that.
We and I talked about this about 3 times, every time.
Yeah, and we knew that we didn't ever, even without, with that coming from Kevin, we weren't gonna retro, we were just going to,
Yeah.
as soon as do it at the current pay period, if not do it the following pay period,
Yeah.
so. we were gonna do it.
And Mike, that comes back from my business days, is that we would retroactive.
Oh, yeah.
Our
Yeah.
but,
We were in private business.
Yeah.
I think if it would be their mistake, they would, like if they forgot to put a raise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yes, but this is something
This
that's
is something different. That's-
very good.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna try
So,
to.
do you have that resolution, Christie?
I'm trying to think, I think I don't know if we'll have to change the policy that we have or not, because I think it might say up to 25%. So if we don't.
So you're good.
We should be good.
That policy,
And-
Mary, your policy.
And you can, attach that resolution, so for auditing purposes, that will,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh,
says, the way it has it is physical hardship / hazardous duty pay, additional pay not to exceed the regular hourly rate plus 25%. But that shall not increase vacation or sick time pay. So it says not to
Only if you're working.
not to exceed
Yeah,
25%.
yeah.
So if we just say, if we agree that we're gonna do 20,
Yeah.
then I don't think we have to change the policy.
And Brad and I had the conversation, when he said, we have some employees that have chose not to work because of COVID.
Sure.
And they have a large amount of sick because they've been county employees for a long time.
Mhm.
They're gonna hear this, they're, you know, word gets around fast when you only have 34 employees, they all
Yep,
text each other.
yep.
And their friends, oh, you're working, you're getting,
Yeah,
oh, I guess I
yeah.
better get back to work.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's not,
Their
their
choice
call
not to
then,
work
at that
in
point,
COVID,
yeah.
which we respected because
And I don't blame them.
existing conditions.
Yeah,
But
right,
we've had
right,
cancer in the past,
right, right.
AIDS wise,
absolutely, they were fragile, and,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, really understood that.
Yeah, underlying health conditions,
Yes.
really, this stuff was real brutal on that. Okay, this.
That was the original one,
Yeah,
not the tabled one.
it's not the table one.
No, I have the tabled one, it just basically says that that's tabled until today. Which do you want?
I want the one we're supposed to be doing.
Well, I don't have one for today, because I didn't know if you guys were gonna pass it or not.
Okay, so this is what we tabled. This right here,
Yep.
that's what I want, because we can't deal with anything else but that. Okay, this has, throughout, the resolution refers to 25% of hourly wage. We have hard, coded, put that in. Would there be a motion to amend this resolution and have it changed from 25% of hourly wage to 20%? Would there be a motion?
So I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Christie?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoskett?
Yes.
Glenn Miller?
Yes. This resolution has been amended So there is nothing in the resolution,
The dates will have to be changed, I believe.
Also, we also need to amend this or, it says, until the Ohio Department of Health and/or ODOT has lifted COVID-19 ban. And also, does it say in the letter from ODOT that an ending date?
I don't know.
That policy.
Yeah, I didn't think it said exactly anything.
This is ours, it's the directive from ODOT. Do you have it, Mike?
No, they did not name,
I don't know if anything that they've sent has a specific directive.
No, it was not.
Through the end of, it was through the end of the 2020 grant cycle.
yeah.
Which is December.
December 31st.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only thing we call.
Okay, would there be a motion to also again amend this resolution to include, in the sentence, until the Ohio Department of Health and/or ODOT has lifted the COVID-19 ban, or December 31, 2020?
I will make the motion.
I would second that.
Okay, Christie?
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Bob Hosted.
Yes.
And Von Miller.
Yes. And then, also, we'll make the adjustments of the dates of when this starts, according to, it would start, the pay period starting on Sunday, correct?
This last, it would be pay period ending 5/11. Because we just started a new pay period.
Right, just on the sun.
Yeah, so that would have been April, because you got it.
April 26th
April 26th.
through the 9th, so it would actually be May
Okay,
10th.
well, okay, have we voted on that? Did I just,
You voted twice, once.
okay, we amended this twice.
We amended it, so we have to pass it now,
Yeah.
in the amended version.
Okay, would there be any, because I got thinking about something else,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
kind of figure out where I was at.
When you get into the Second Amendment, things get a little dicey.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't, when I was, president of council, that wasn't unusual at the city.
Yeah.
And then it just got confusing, sometimes confusing as all get out.
Yeah, pretty sure we know
Sort
what.
this out.
Yeah.
Do you just vote one resolution with both amendments, or?
Yes. If there's no further discussion on this resolution, Christie, we call a vote.
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Bob Hosted,
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes. This resolution has been approved. Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You have a different question? No, you said you were thinking about something else.
No, this is something that had absolutely nothing to do with what we were.
Oh, you forgot that already,
I thought it was for David.
Yeah. Well, the other day I started to say,
I wish I could say it wasn't. Just welcome to the group.
So,
Okay.
Once Amanda and I get everything done, we'll send it back on here with a budget revision of what we're doing for the rest of the year, of how things are gonna look.
Okay.
And you'll have someone else got it.
Yeah, so,
I'll send the resolution as
I
well.
was gonna say, that'll have to have the resolution of approval or amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
that'll change, right?
we'll get that up to Kevin.
The whole year?
So you guys know what we're,
You
what we have to do as far as.
Rather, if he does a budget adjustment, he'll have to have the
Where
resolution.
we're at.
Okay, okay, and then we'll, after you get that, then we'll deal with the format.
Right.
Right, I'll just send it to you.
Sounds like a plan.
Michigan City had a rec board meeting last night.
Yes, I saw that in the paper, yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. I'm fooling around on my phone trying to find the WebEx, and Tony didn't give me the complete number, so I said, Tony, I called him. At 6:20, he goes, just come on. So, and when I was there, everybody else was. We are gonna offer up until May 29th registration for everybody that wants to start playing June 1st on Monday, if we get to play. But we feel to make the offer to all kids, boys and girls, it's proper to make an offer, because they didn't get a chance to do it in school, because that's what they usually get.
Softball.
Yeah, some, yeah. We don't have like 29 signed up for the girls and 13 signed up for the boys for junior little league. Senior little league's on hold until the governor, allows them to play. If you start doing one, you could go all the June and July, and get in almost as much.
You could, yeah, you
But,
could have a season.
are they gonna allow it?
Well, that's it.
And the parents gonna have
If all of a
that.
sudden they say it's allowed, and nobody, and you don't have any.
And you don't have anybody to play, yeah.
So this,
Yeah.
it makes sense. If
These
you
are
registration,
registration.
go ahead and do registration.
You can always say, hey, go fly.
He's been,
Wait.
refunding, deposits for all the shelters, left and right, because they were all rented,
Yeah,
for graduations and parties and.
yeah.
So just refund money. I think the city's going to be, when you say the county's losing some funds, I think the city's in a lot worse shape, so thank God the county's got better resources.
I think they were before.
Income taxes, what's gonna.
Exactly.
Yes, I thought of them the other day, I thought, boy, the city's gonna really hurt, yeah.
With ours, well, sales tax is.
Sales tax is the biggest thing.
It's chunk, it is
It's going to be
chunky.
$3.5 million or $9 million general fund budget. It wouldn't be great to lose that, but we figure we'll probably lose about 20% of the
And you're not getting your.
of the sales tax.
Yeah.
And not
Like
getting
casino,
casino
yeah,
money.
casino money.
I tell you, Walmart's is huge, though.
Oh, Walmart's
That
is
place is,
busy.
Well,
and I've been seeing a lot of out-of-county people.
yeah, but we never will know. And how much if they're coming over about food, and that type of stuff, that's not taxable.
True.
Yeah.
Some is, but.
Some of it.
Most of it.
What actually is taxable when you buy groceries is like.
Pop.
Is.
Anything sugar.
Yeah.
I can get all that stuff on Snap.
Beer, you can't get on snack.
Well, not beer. Energy drinks.
They can get in.
Oh, anything.
Yeah.
No alcohol.
Better off having
I know
some.
that. Energy been shopping.
They just pretty well, with the cover, I think they just, okay,
Almost anything.
you have this amount of money and. All right, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go for your man. You guys have one?
I got my hand taken out.
Go
My
talk-
mask is in my car, okay?
Go talk to Anna, she's on your side.
Yeah, she's the only one in the county, I think.
No, fair.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, Christie?
No, I don't really think. We don't have much going on Tuesday besides Ewan's executive session. I did that at 9:45. If you want to do that first thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's wait and do that, the last thing, since we have this published, and I have no idea if there's anybody on.
Right,
that.
otherwise we gotta shut it off and, yeah,
So
let's
what
do that.
time do you think that will be? I don't have anything as of
Well,
right
I'll
now.
have to leave that to your discretion. If we only have budget adjustments and then
It shouldn't take
now,
long.
it shouldn't take long.
You know, as long as like the operator remembers his password and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do it at 10 because we can do it as long as we publish it before, we can push it back.
And if there's nothing, if other things come in, then we just need to keep pushing this executive session back.
Yeah, but do the executive, we should do all the executive sessions at the end, yeah.
I agree.
In past, how I handled it, was press would ask the question, is there going to be any action taken?
But you can't in executive session.
Not in executive
When
session.
you come out.
Yeah.
When you come out, you can.
And, the answer typically was.
The way the health board does it, and Jen will ask when we leave, you know, because her and I walk out together, and she'll say, are you gonna do anything? And he'll say, yeah, hang around, or else he'll say, don't hang around.
Yeah.
Mark will just say that.
And we did that, or then the next thing, is it going to be a while?
Yeah.
Take a while, and the answer was yes, let us know what you've done.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it at 10 as of right now, and then do it accordingly. I just don't want to do it too late, and then we have nothing going on.
We sit here and
Yeah,
tell stories and
yeah. Talk about Bundy.
live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Commissioner Myers, do you have anything?
I have nothing to add.
All right, Commissioner Hossett?
The only thing that I said, and I said it earlier today, we are gonna have a meeting at 9:30 tomorrow morning, a Zoom meeting to reopen CCNO.
Okay. So they got things under control then?
They think they got things under control. They had called us yesterday already and kind of said it. We think we got everything, well, he had told me about 3 days ago, he said, if everything goes, and we're looking, so apparently they haven't had anybody major, you know. They had, what it depends on is their units. They have to have a unit that they can quarantine people if they have to. Well, those guys had been in the quarantine that they had in that unit, therefore leaving that unit empty now because our population is low enough, so that is empty, so we can push them back into general. Now we got a spot to quarantine again. We can open up, we may have to close again, you know, for a while, just depending on how the surge comes or whatever comes, yeah.
Whatever comes our way.
Yeah, and in there, it's gonna spread fast because,
It's gonna be like a nursing home.
yeah, and even as much as you try to, I can't understand it because they're supposed to be all separate from each other, but I don't know.
Are they
I don't know how this term gets
individual
around.
cells, or are they all in one big room?
The minimum are there's 64 in a unit. There's
In one
64
room.
beds in one big room, yeah.
Well,
But then when you get into maximum security, or there's 3 levels. There's the minimum where there's 64. Then there's where they have to sleep in their cells, but they can come into the day room area all day long. Now the minimum, they only get to come out for 1 hour a day and walk in the common area by themselves. And then that one goes in, and then another one comes out and walks around for an hour.
And they're locked in their cell.
They're locked in the cell 24.
but if you have 64 people, and if even one person,
Right.
I mean, that would be.
Yeah, it's gonna go through there like a wildfire, I would think, you know.
And the weakness is, it's anybody coming in from the outside.
Yeah,
So that's even
yeah.
your employees.
Well, that's your
That's
guard.
what's happened, at the nursing homes.
Yeah, and I think that's where, you know, we took, and normal procedure is today you have this unit as a guard, and tomorrow you have this unit so that the people don't get too used to you, and so you keep moving around. Well, when this started already, he said, no, this is your unit, you stay in there until this is over. And it still got in, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It makes you always wonder, you know, I've said it 100 times, I don't get the flu very often. I hardly ever get it, even a cold, except that time when I got it last fall. But am I carrying it? And could it be a guy like me, a guard that goes to work every day? I'm not sick, because Dennis said, there's only a few of them that have symptoms. The rest of them are all positive, but they never did get really sick.
Yeah.
So are we all carriers of this thing? Who knows?
Probably in some form or another. And
This is really different than the 1918, you know?
1819.
Yeah,
Was it 1918?
1918, yeah. That was a bad one. I just saw well, we can adjourn, so we don't have to talk about that now. Somebody might be listening.
Yeah, the one thing I do have is that, the three of you received, I typed up a press release dealing with, the resolution E on the changes to new guidelines or policy for,
Did you send it?
COVID. Should have.
Okay.
If
Maybe I didn't.
If I didn't, my computer didn't do it.
It wasn't you.
It wasn't me, it's Dell.
He's not even paying attention.
No, he's checking to see.
Yeah, you did.
Did it? Okay.
You can't accuse me for not doing it, no. There are other times that it's justified, though.
Forget to hit send.
Yep.
And so Christie, it just deals with that resolution. I went down and checked on the health department's doors, and I think for the courthouse, all we need is a sign like Melissa, if Melissa wants to do something like that, but have it on the two outside doors, and again, on the door, the entrance door going into security, or on that, or something where, kind of thinking where people where it will attract their attention, and then post it on the back doors. And what she did was fine, that's all they've got down there.
Okay. But sometimes it's something simple that gets your attention.
Yeah, and with this new directive, or whatever you want to call it, we could have made it really detailed, and no, let's just let us keep it as simple as possible. It's pretty clear what visitors have to do.
Yep.
I think it's pretty common. For the way it goes, it's pretty common.
Yeah. And also, it will, like for Kevin, his staff, Brenda, Amy, and who's the other lady that sits out there in front in that area. And they get that counter. They're going to be the ones that are going to be dealing with the public. So, they have to have a mask on when they're dealing with the public. But Kevin can determine, what the policy is or the procedure is within his office. He's the appointing authority. So we're giving the appointing authority flexibility, which they're doing this because they have agreed with, here's what we need to do. But we can't force them to do it.
I'm not
In
sure.
the common areas of the courthouse, we can.
On the plexiglass, Eric had said he thinks it's going to be hard to find plexiglass. He was going to call down and talk to.
Well, it's very possible, but all the time you're talking about that it's difficult to find it, go get some.
Yeah.
Well, I told him to call Ice Creation to have him come up with, so I haven't talked to him.
Chad Wilson deals, so he may come up with something. Yes. Okay, that's all I've got. No, we can't think of anything else. So would there be a motion to adjourn?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Christie.
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hosta.
Yes.
And Glenn Miller.
Yes, we are adjourned at 10:59 a.m.